a lot of notable fantasy point scorers in this one. Kyron Williams obviously at the top, both as a receiving back and on the ground. Same for Christian McCaffrey as well. Matthew Stafford has a big night, Puka Nacua as well. And then, Jay, how about Kendrick Bourne? The connection revitalized with Mac Jones. We got to hear from them after the game, after the big win for the Niners.
I think Mac is just, he's built the right way. His mental is the right way. He prepares the right way. I've seen it for a while now, and I'm just proud of him, man. I can, even when he's throwing the ball, I be telling him at practice, like, man, you zipping the ball and how he's throwing it and stuff like that. It's just you can tell he's confident. He's playing free and having fun. I think it's a big part of the game for him, so it's showing.
That's what KB does, and I feel like when you have the relationship we had, I knew that about him, and he knows that about me. Like, sometimes we struggle to move on from bad plays, so he's always got my back when it's not going great, and then I'm always have his back.
Kendrick Bourne drinks for free today. One of the most underrated personalities in the entire league, Kendrick Bourne.
Unbelievable. Niners won on the scoreboard. They also won on the runway. The aesthetic,
outfits?
the aesthetic of Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne, just completely unmatched. But no, look, this was Kyle Shanahan's masterpiece, right? They had no business winning this game. I was watching Thursday Night Football or Saving Private Ryan for half of this game with Mac Jones just limping around,
screaming.
It's unbelievable. But Kendrick Bourne seems to have that rapport with Mac Jones from the New England days. And Kyle Shanahan, he's willing to put the ball in Mac Jones' hands. So we see that Kendrick Bourne goes 10 for 142. Christian McCaffrey, by the way, is on pace for 1,300 receiving yards.
This is ridiculous.
Which would have been like third in the NFL last year among all players. Your man, Connor, Jake Tonges, 11 targets, goes 7 for 41 and a touchdown. Demarcus Robinson, Kyle Juszczyk checking in. I just think this was such a testament to Kyle Shanahan.
It really was. I mean, when you see a graphic that shows Kyle Juszczyk getting 4 targets, it kind of tells you how banged up this team was. But Shanahan is somebody that we've seen this before with him, Matthew. He can win with backup quarterbacks. He can find backup receivers, ways to scheme them open. And Mac and Kendrick Bourne had it going all night for this team.
Yeah, they really did. 84% route participation for Kendrick Bourne. 23% target share, 5 slot targets. To your point, Jay, about Kyle Shanahan just sort of scheming up a win. They put Kendrick Bourne in a lot of different positions to get the ball in his hands. Friend of the podcast, Kendrick Bourne. One of the more favorite interviews we've ever done. He was with us on Super Bowl Radio Row a couple years ago, and hadn't really knew much about him personality wise. He's awesome. He's an easy guy to root for. So it was nice to sort of see his moment in the sun here. I don't know that there's a massive fantasy takeaway here because there's a chance that we have Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and George Kittle all back in week 6. And so whether it is Mac Jones or Brock Purdy under center, I sort of think that if those guys are healthy, sort of good for you if you picked up and started Kendrick Bourne in a league like our very own George Savaricas did. Shout out to George. He did that. Well done. Well played. But I don't know that there's a massive takeaway here unless those guys miss time. The one takeaway is if those guys continue to miss time, at least now we have clarity on sort of who the number one Niners wide receiver when Pearsall and Jennings is out. To me, the more interesting conversation here, guys, is Mac Jones. I'm with you, Jay. That red and black suit was something else. But Connor, I thought he looked very comfortable in this Kyle Shanahan offense. And as we know, there was talk that Kyle wanted to draft Mac Jones and not Trey Lance with a 3rd overall pick a few years back in the draft that they ended up getting Brock Purdy in the with the very last pick of that draft.
Yeah, now you see why, right? Just the confidence and decisiveness and how accurate it is when you keep him upright. And obviously Mac Jones took some huge shots last night. He really hung in there. It looked like multiple times, Jay, he was going to have to come out of this game, and he kept limping back in. But that's what Kyle Shanahan cares about in this offense is can you work to the proper reads and get the ball out on time and accurately. And that's Mac Jones' best traits, honestly. When you look at when he was working with Josh McDaniels in New England before that staff completely fell apart, this is what he looked like. It's just that we had so many years of incompetence, and then he was a backup last year. In Jacksonville, where he also played pretty well, he's a structure guy, but obviously he can play very well within this structure.
Yeah, and I think the most underrated stat in all of football are sacks from the quarterback perspective. And I thought the most impressive thing about Mac Jones last night was he dropped back 49 times and couldn't move for most of the game, and still I believe just took the one sack or so. Jared Verse never got him. He was able to stay upright. He was able to keep the offense on track. And I think the big thing, Connor, about this offense was two things. One, they just can't run the ball at all. This is now 5 games in a row where Christian McCaffrey has not even sniffed efficiency on the ground. For whatever reason, they just can't create efficiency on the ground. So that means that they have to throw the ball, and Kyle Shanahan feels comfortable putting the ball in Mac Jones' hands. It seems like a good chance that Kittle, Pearsall, and Juwan Jennings all come back next week. So this offense is going to be a lot more loaded with explosive and extremely competent pass catchers. Like Mac Jones last night on DraftKings, I think his passing prop closed like 213.5. This guy's going for 279 plus in all 3 of his starts. Like, he's going to be a guy, I think, who when he's starting is going to put up 250 plus passing yards because they can't run, and with a good chance of 1 or 2 passing touchdowns. So I think that's a very viable QB2, Matthew.
Yeah, he's averaged over 19 fantasy points per game in his 3 starts, and it does ask the question, like, seeing how well Mac Jones has played during this stretch, like, should they have given Brock Purdy, whatever it was, close 40 some odd million a year? Because for the people that are critical of Brock Purdy, and we are Brock Purdy fans on this show, but for the people that are critical of Brock Purdy, who say he's a system quarterback, he's a beneficiary of Kyle Shanahan's scheme, Mac Jones's performance isn't helping counter that argument. But I agree with you. Like, again, it feels like the Purdy injury might be a little bit more serious, and that there's a chance he's not back next week. And so, especially as we get into the bye weeks, Jones is a very viable streamer as long as Purdy is out. By the way, guys, roll Tide. Mac Jones, of course, a proud Alabama graduate. Roll Tide. Roll Tide, damn it.
Wasn't sure if you're an Alabama fan. I saw the hat first, and then the T-shirt confirmed it. It's good to double up.
Win in Rome, Jay.
Yeah.
You know what? Like I know. You who every other week is a lifelong fan of somebody, but
Colts.
At some point, some of us with integrity have to plant a flag and say, yeah, you're damn right.
Yeah.
Damn right.
To Jay's credit, he wants nothing to do with the college team.
No, I'm out on college. But I'm a Colts man for now. See how Daniel Jones is against the Raiders.
This has been a longer one. By the way, Mac Jones, average time to throw 2.36 seconds in week 4. That would have been the second fastest, only behind Aaron Rodgers. But unlike Aaron Rodgers, there's actually some depth to his targets. I'm serious.
He can actually move.
Yeah, Julio, thank you are. Always good to see him amongst the regulars. Future Emmy Award winner Connor Rogers and Evil J matching hoodies is a vibe.
Yes. Yeah,
we planned this.
Welcome to the movement.
Yeah, I'm part of it. It's October. It's time to roll.
Apparently, Track Show Friday, just Tracksuit Friday is just out the door. Now it's Hoodie Friday.
No more Big Show. I got to get Medium Show on board. Once I get him in a tracksuit, then it'll return.
By the way, just linking back to the Brock Purdy point, Connor, you just said it's October. It's not. It's Brocktober now. We've crossed over into Brocktober. He will be the starter. No, not Mactober.
It's Mactober.
Brock Purdy is better than Mac Jones. I say this with a great deal of confidence. He just does more things on the football field than Mac Jones does. Now, maybe the gap isn't as big as we thought that it might be a few weeks ago, but Purdy will come back. And here's the thing. Purdy will be the starter. He will come back and he'll get the starting job because they paid him $250 million. Yes. So he has to be the starter, and I think rightfully so. But I don't think that really materially changes the outlook for anyone, skill position-wise.
What would the Bengals offense look like if they had Mac Jones? Everybody wonders.
They'd be trying to go to 4-1 against the Lions this week.
That's exactly right.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.